Hi, Tim from Fair Play Now. In my last video I was talking about paradigm shifts, and I said I was going to discuss one particular one I had literally less than 2 weeks ago. And the paradigm shift I experienced then was centered on the concept of anarchy. Now, literally up until just a couple of weeks ago, I always thought, perhaps like you do now, that anarchy was a bad thing, that it was a crazy thing. And how on earth can you have a society with no government, no hierarchy or anything like that? I just thought all you'd get is a lot of kind of criminality, just having the place taken over by criminals, and it'd just be a total shambolic, chaotic nightmare. And maybe it would be. I don't know. But a paradigm shift that I had was that anarchy could possibly work. Because what anarchy is, it isn't sort of just chaos and no government. It's literally kind of horizontal government, or a horizontal structure of society rather than the vertical structure. The vertical structure, of course, is the one that we all know and love. All the way up here you've got the monarchy, and then the government, prime minister government, and then coming down, ministers, MPs, local government, all the way down to your sort of local councillors and police force, etc., etc. And so that is a vertical society or organisation of society. Now, horizontal organisation of society, as it was explained to me, was that you would literally get into groups of, and I think the recommendation is somewhere between 8 to 12 people. Let's call it 8 people. And you're all kind of equal in your little group, but you all sort of use your own particular skills and assets to the best of your ability and for the best interests of the group that you're in. And then your group can then coalesce with another group of 8 people, and then another group of 8, another group of 8, and then you sort of form basically 8 groups of 8, as it were, which I think 64, pretty sure it's 64. And that would then kind of then form a sort of slightly larger group, and then you get another 8 of those. By the time you've got another 8 of those, you're up to sort of 500 odd people, and they all kind of interact, trade with each other, interact with each other, help each other out. And that is essentially, just in a very, very quick, brief nutshell, how it'd work. Now, like any kind of human structure or human idea, it is open to corruption, of course. And who's to say that in one of these groups, whether it's a group of 8 or group of 64 or group of 500 odd, that you would get 1 or 2 bad apples who'd try and come in and just take everything over and just use everybody for their own ends. But if you've just got basic groups of 8, all kind of looking out for each other, it'd be very, very easy to call people like that out and just tell them to get out. It'd be a lot easier to do that than it would be in a hierarchical society where you're down here and the person going crazy, power mad, is all the way up there. It's almost impossible to get those sort of people out. And if you're lucky enough to be in a democratic system, you might be able to wait 3 years and then have the general election and get them out then. But that 3 years is a long time to wait, isn't it? And that's kind of best case scenario as well. So you might be wondering where I kind of got this idea from. I think in one of my recent videos I did mention something called the Greater Reset, not to be confused with the Great Reset. The Great Reset, you know, with the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab and various other arseholes like Prince Charles. You know, that's another paradigm shift I've got. Like this time last year, I actually thought the monarchy was a good thing. I don't now. So another paradigm shift there for you. But idiots like that and their evil kind of great reset agenda. But what I'm talking about is something that's kind of been operating in parallel with that, called the Greater Reset. You can find them at thegreaterreset.org. I'll put a link to it in the comments below so you can sort of go to it. And they've now got a load of videos on their site, and also other sites like BitChute and things like that, that actually detail absolutely everything, how they think this kind of horizontal society can work. It's there's a lot of videos. It's it was actually an event they held last week, which actually kind of ran in parallel with the Davos lot. You know, the evil sort of Davos people. They kind of had their event to coincide with that, to kind of give people hope when you've got these sort of idiots trying to take people's hope away from them, essentially. And they just discussed so many good ideas. Very, very worthwhile watching all the videos. It's going to take you a few days to do it because there's a lot of videos covering a lot of hours. But yeah, I think it could well be a way out of the sort of situation we currently find ourselves in, and a way to prevent it ever happening again. It's at least worth considering. It really is. Because if it could be made to work, I think society could be a much better place. But anyway, I'll leave the links, or the link down below for the Greater Reset.org. I might discuss it again in the future. I haven't watched quite all the videos. I watched sort of the main ones, but there's a few others I need to watch as well. But there's a lot of good ideas in it. But anyway, that is a little paradigm shift I had. And I actually now think that anarchy, or to put it in a more favourable term, a horizontal society, could actually work. So food for thought. Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.